Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. How my Filipina wife has been good to me. Check that, how she has been good for me. I've been married to a woman from the Philippines for over 7 years, and I have a website, lvbts.com, that you should be able to get to by clicking that link up at the top. And been married for 7 years, and did not have anybody before her for Guinness Book of World Records 30 years. And I thought she would be good for me, I assumed, and she has been. I've had 7 years to reflect back, and I want to talk about that today. One way she has been good for me, not just to me or with me, but for me, is as my companion. We've traveled, I don't know if I'd say extensively. We've done quite a bit when we could around the Midwest. We've been to, California, Philippines, four times together, I would say. I've been to Paris and Tokyo, Japan, and little excursions here and there as she likes to get out in the car and drive around. Movies, that's not travel, but it's being together side by side, whether it's in the theater or here at home or even in bed. It's a wonderful thing. So that's the two part. She's been good to me by being travel, but how is that good for me? Well, it makes me realize I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I have someone to love and someone to love me. And these videos, this channel is designed to help people with, the day-to-day affair of being married and the things that we need to do to try to stay close to each other. And all of her companionship, I pray for her safety all the time, but unless nothing happens, she'll be home and I'll have my wife with me, which I really appreciate. How about touch? Touch, that's good when we touch together, but what does it do for me? Touch makes me feel appreciated. It makes me feel affirmed, because if somebody doesn't like you, they're not going to be touching you. I feel a sense of connection and closeness when I'm able to, touch her or her touch me. How about intimacy? Most of us get married for sex. I think being celibate is an excruciating way to live for most people. But when you're married, you don't have to worry about that. You might even, instead of wondering, when am I going to, it's like, I think we just did last night. I forgot already, because, you don't have to worry about that anymore. And what does the intimacy do for me? Well, it kind of makes us as close together as we can be. The oneness from sexual intimacy, what else it does for me? It makes me feel like I belong to someone. Things you do when you're married, and you can do, they aren't things that you should be doing with people that you aren't married to. So it also, makes me feel like I belong to her, and that's just a good feeling. Kind of like the two becoming one. We're just such a part of each other's lives now after 7 years. It's also being married. What she's done for me is it has helped strengthen my trust in God, because during those 30 years alone, I didn't know if I was ever going to find somebody. Didn't want to give up and go rogue and then lose my chance. And I waited and waited and waited, found people to confide in and blow off steam to, keep me on the straight and narrow. And then in 2015, we got married. There's more responsibility in being married, of course. But overall, what it's done for me, I'm more comfortable, I'm more at ease, and I feel like I have more purpose, and I feel like my life is more defined. The responsibilities are more defined. So I needed one, and I know many of you do too if you don't have one. So that's what I hope you can find, whether it's domestic or love beyond the sea.